This morning, I think. I don't know if I'm the last person alive. The mules launched their secret weapon, firing a missile up into the Earth's atmosphere. It disseminated some sort of gas or chemical, which transgendered the remainder of the Earth's population. They'd already been working toward those ends, convincing the children of our grandparents and school programs, daycare, and events which they called family-friendly drag shows. Children's entertainment made for a focus. Their bizarre sexual ideology. Even what had been the greatest empire of children's entertainment in the 20th century, some company, now long forgotten, whose mascot was a mouse, brainwashed the children through their media, attempted to groom them into some sort of sexual deviance, filling their minds with bizarre propaganda, attempting to convince them that their bodies could change from one sex to another, and perhaps back again, only according to their will. But now, after their attack, over half the population could no longer tell what a woman was, no longer understood even who could give birth, and those that remained, who had understanding, were systematically persecuted and attacked by the mutants who arose to destroy everything we once believed in. From the surviving records, it seems that one faction of the mules was led by a bloodthirsty war chief named Elizabeth Warren, who was obsessed with murdering humanity's offspring before it was born. She would stop at nothing, even attacking humanitarian aid centers that were established to care for both mother and child, and to preserve the offspring of humanity. So far, I can't tell why she was so obsessed with murdering the children, except perhaps to feed the masses of mutants that day by day was growing stronger. The hordes of Moloch. The mutants had a subservient army of people who fought for them, who were called the Woke. This Woke army went after all of those who were not affected by this strange mutation, and sought to bring them under the oppression of the arising mutant horde. The War Chief Warren, and those like her, who submitted themselves to Moloch, that ancient demon, would stop at nothing in their bloodlust to destroy humanity's offspring in the name of women's rights and to promote their own murderous agenda. They enslaved women and brainwashed them into believing that murdering their own children was some sort of freedom. And then they turned on them altogether, denying that there was any such thing as a woman at all. They taught the women, enslaved to their ideology, that men could also conceive and bear children, that the ungendered mutants created by their secret weapon could also have children, and therefore true women, who were the only viable progenitors of the human race, the only ones who could save humanity from the coming destruction, were convinced to despise motherhood, first by being told that it was liberation to bear no responsibility for their offspring, and by extension to kill them, then by being depleted of womanhood altogether, by subjecting themselves to the mutant horde and the ideology of the woke army, giving their souls to the people that hated them, and the sensible, and those who realized that humanity was made in two equal and complementary roles as male and female, and that the one could not do without the other, watched helplessly as the women, whom they valued as the progenitors, grew to despise such a role as though it were inferior to the masculine. Likewise the just observed in horror, as the men also submitted themselves to the spirit of Moloch, and forsook their manhood to become as women themselves, though they never could bear offspring. For humanity had been taught that it was men who were the enemy, and that the old system, under which men acted as providers and protectors for women and children, that this philosophy was oppression. Oppression, though it was these hordes that sought to change the sexes of the children. If you're hearing this, please, in God's name, do not follow our example. And so the human race was castrated, for the sterile sought to be women, and the women sought to be sterile. I don't know if anyone is intercepting this transmission. I don't know if anyone else is alive. I'm holed up in a bunker, deep under the Earth's surface. I can't give my exact coordinates or location, lest any remaining mutants discover it and kill me also. I've discovered in these deep bunkers a long-lost radio drama, a space opera called Galacticus Man. It's my intention to restore the audio of this radio drama from some time in the early 20th century, and to begin producing the episodes one by one as they're completed. My desire is that this will give hope to we survivors, to those of you out there who need wholesome family entertainment, for those who enjoy science fiction, political satire. And it's my intention to continue this broadcast on a weekly basis, and to release the aforementioned episodes as they're completed. If you're alive, if you love truth, if you have a hope for humanity, remember this broadcast station. As our grandparents would say in the era of podcasts long ago, like, subscribe, and share.